Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices for the 11th of December. Not a lot of change, but a few things worth noting. So from this wave 4 here, we've been looking up as wave 1 and 2 here, or wave 1 and 2 here in this case. So we need to be mindful that the market can push high, but at the same time, unfortunately, we need to understand that the market can also drop lower, so we need to go in and talk about that. So let's do that. So on the 4-hour chart, just drilling in through here, we've been looking at this particular chart here as 1 2 3 4 and then 1 2 3 4 5 here for 5 of 1, and looking for that ABC pullback here. Now there may be a possibility that move this over here, that wave 5 could also be in here if we're looking at 5 waves moving up here as wave 4 here into wave 5. It may not be the case, but we can't rule it out anyway, but we'll understand a bit more about that as this market pulls back into this space. We also need to be mindful of any upside movement as well. I don't know if I got that on the... Okay, so this chart here was looking at wave 1 over here and 2 here and then building to the upside. So this is still possible and we can look at that. So what we mentioned yesterday is that for this market to be bearish, we want to see 13,200 as the retested resistance. So we've had this little pattern here, which I'll just move across. Let's just imagine for a moment this moves back down through here. There'll be a bounce off here, of course. We've had a large bounce here. So the second bounce is like a ball bouncing on the floor. It's always lower. So that will come down and drop under here. And then that there becomes the catalyst trigger for the downside, because that demand at that point becomes the resistance at that point. So that 13,200 hasn't changed for a little while now, so we can continue to use that. So a breach of that, and the spike, we're not looking at all these little. You don't want to get caught out on spikes. You have to wait for the retest. And if you can look at the futures, then that retest on the volume will be lower than the move down here. So if you see that move up here and you see the volume being lower than the previous trend here, then you know that it's corrective, because all corrections are on lower volume. What we could also do on the upside here as well, we can now move that to this point here. This does appear to be an A and a B and a C wave here. We could count this as 5 waves up. I mean, it looks like 3 waves, doesn't it? But we could count it as 1 and 2 here. And 3 into here, and 4 here, and 5 here, and then an A and a B and a C here. So anyway, that above the 13,350 was our little area here, and if you wanted to refine that setup there, then you would look for a classic trading levels pattern at that point. So in that regard, it would be the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, a little ABC pattern, and then up from that point. So across that way, technically across that way, and you'll be on to the upside there. So no change in this particular market, whichever way we look at it. Okay, so we just need to wait, and the market's the boss, so we just need to do what we're told at the right time. So let's have a look at the FTSE. So with the FTSE here, we'd always been looking for this pattern here, the classic trading levels pattern, where we have the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, then the ABC pattern, and then to the upside here. So we've got the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and now we're looking for the ABC pattern here. So let's go in and take a closer look at that. Once again, this instead of being a wave 5 up here, it can be a wave C from wave B to wave C here as a corrective move, and finishing at this point here as well. But I don't have any evidence of that just yet, so but we just put it there and we can work with it later. So let's just drill in through here. So working to the upside here, this is a bullish count that we've got here actually on this chart, with 1 here and 2 here. I didn't mention that. And then looking for wave 1 up here, an A and a B and a C here for this green wave 1. And the other one here, I think on the 15-minute chart maybe, is the other one looking at, well, same thing. Doesn't matter too much. I'll just work with this. So what we're looking for last time with 5 waves up. Now, there's probably different ways to count this, but we could look at it as 1 and 2 here, and 3 here, and 4 here, and 5 here. Yes, I know that this overlaps this one over through here. We could also look at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here, then the ABC for 1 and 2 here, the 3 here, an A and a B and a C here, I don't know, 4 and 5 here, but we've got the high here, so let's just leave it. I don't need to sort that out just yet, but we'll look at it like this here. So we can look at this here. I mean, this here may also just be wave 1 coming down here as well for this, so I need to just point that out here. And of course, wave 2 for this one here, having a deeper correction at this point in time. So, but that's done there. So what we've happened yesterday is pretty much panned out as expected. So we're going to move our little stop up through here now. We're just going to put it, well, we can actually just put it under there. We'll probably get stopped out, but look, we have edged it up, and we have moved it up, and we've had all our trades coming in here, so we've done all the right things at the right time. I would imagine if that B wave gets taken out, you could also go long from that point there, because let's just assume that that move down here is in 5 waves, and this, it looks corrective in 3 waves here. But that would also pull up to the 50-60% at that point, that wave B, so we could go long from that point. Where that stop is there, you could also look to go short as well on that there. Let's just give that a bit more thought, shall we? It'd have to be under here, so the 6580 here. So let's just look, I'll just draw it over here, the classic trading levels pattern to the downside. So we'd need that, once that first low below the level comes in, then you can short it. But I'd also, at this point in time, I'd just make it, Friday's normally bullish, so we've got to be careful about that, because it could just come down to here and then move off again from there. So if you wanted to leave the stop under here, then that's fine as well, okay? Because you may just get lucky. We may just get a wave C here and then move to the upside, because that looks like it's in 3 waves there. So, or you could even divide it up, really. Just take half off there and leave the other one here for that. And that'll leave you some skin in the game. But I'll let you manage that. You need to do your own thing on that. So, yeah, if this is just a C wave coming down here and moves off, well, then that first low below the level here, then that would be the bottom of the C wave. So it can spike below here and then just move off there again for that. So that's why you need a clear breach of that. And what we could also do here as well is not overdo it. Let's just do half a trade here, and then the other half a trade can come under this level here as well. Well, that didn't work out too good, did it? Let's just put that back there. Yeah. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll move that over there so it's a little bit clearer. I'll leave that picture there, and if that drops from that point, because that will give us 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, bounce off that level there of the 658 as wave 4, 3 and 4 and 5 coming down here. So that would be the last, your saving grace at that point to stay in the market, being long at that point. So in fact, what we could also do then, if we don't need that there, then we'll put that there, and you can just flip from being short, being long to being short at that point. And then of course you can add further down as well. We don't need, I don't know what that's there for. We need that at 3, at 30, and 10. We've got 50 and 80. There'll also be group 2 in here, of course, so 65, 72 and 80. You could put those in on a smaller degree. Yeah. So in a nutshell, we could be looking for a move back below the level here for this. So we'll see how we go. well, we've got it covered, put it that way. So, yeah, I mean, it's just because the S&P and the Nasdaq are not that clear at the moment. The Nasdaq's looking okay to the upside, but it had a sharp breach to the downside, and there's antitrust laws floating around, and even in Australia here, the government want to get Google and Facebook to pay for their algo news ads that news feeds that they're running, and rightfully so too. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.